show, everybody.
You crack open your drink.
We're gonna do a little ASMR today. Everything is in ASMR. We should do a whole podcast like this. We talk in this register like this, and do the whole thing like this.
You need to be like an attractive woman to succeed at that.
I know, right? And she's like,
yeah.
Just
and all the like weird guys are just like,
some dude's putting his balls against the speaker. He's like, oh, it's like I can feel her breath against my balls.
It's like she's actually blowing me.
Oh, speaking of, did you see that guy that sniffed Kim Kardashian's ass?
I heard about that. I didn't see it though.
That's hilarious. I want to be
man.
assaulted like that one time in my life. I want somebody to come up and try and sniff my ass voluntarily.
Set more realistic expectations, okay?
People, there have been plenty of people that have smelt my ass,
and they
involuntarily.
Every single one of them hated it.
Yeah, it's involuntarily. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's.
Welcome to the show, everyone. It is Friday, the 20.
It's the 28th.
28th. It's a few days for my birthday, and
of October.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about some things. Oh, people.
In case you watch this in February.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And some shit's going down.
Some shit. Oh man.
Let's talk about some shit.
Oh man, some shit is going on. So, let's start this off with Elon Musk. Finally, the saga.
Obviously,
I guess it kind of has come to a conclusion, although there's more to come. He now officially owns Twitter.
And runs it. Yeah.
He's firing places. Yeah, he's going to be the CEO. He's making changes. I saw a video of him talking about maybe trying to copy WeChat a little bit, the Chinese thing, to kind of get this, like, I don't know how WeChat works, but the way he was talking about it almost seems like it's like what he had talked about earlier, kind of like an everything app, where you just go for all of the things that you might want to use.
He's going to do a subscription service apparently too.
Yeah, in what way? Like to subscribe to Twitter or to subscribe to individuals on Twitter?
No, I think it's for Twitter. So I think they're going to have a two-tier thing where they have a subscription, a paid system, and also free system, right? Like,
okay.
And you'll be able to do more, obviously, with the paid. But I will now sign up for Twitter. I'm putting that on my list.
We should make a Transcendent Monkey account.
We definitely will, yeah, for sure. So we will now be on Twitter.
There's already been pictures of people leaving with boxes, so
that's hilarious.
He's been firing a lot of people.
Yeah, he fired that lawyer chick.
Oh yeah, that Vijaya chick that was on Joe Rogan and Tim Pool. Yeah, she's gone.
One. Yeah.
I think
Didn't she say some shit about him on? Didn't she tweet a couple things about him or something?
Maybe. I think she had an 8-figure salary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were paying her over 10. I think it was 13.
There's going to be
a
lot of fucking clean out going on there as far as bloated salaries. Bye.
Oh yeah.
Think about how much money they'll just save just from that alone. I bet you he gets, I don't know, $75 million off the books right away.
Up front, it's going to cost them a lot, because I saw an article that was estimating that with kind of contracts, policies, essentially golden parachute deals, it could cost Twitter like $130 million right off the gate just for all those people.
Just by money.
Just by getting rid of these people. Fucking $130 million gone. But
worth it.
He might bring free speech back. He might. We'll see, because now he kind of walked back on that a little bit, where at first he was like going to unban everybody day one. Mm-hmm. Now he's not doing that, and he says he's putting together a council. Now, I guess if anybody's going to put together a council, I would trust Elon versus anybody, because I don't think he's ideologically motivated, or he is ideologically motivated, but the ideology is to maximize freedom. So it's not about like pushing certain views. And I think that's a good thing, although we'll see if we'll see how far he walks that back, and if we do get characters like Alex Jones and Donald Trump back on Twitter.
Oh, I can't see it not happening.
It has to.
How the hell doesn't Trump at least come back?
Trump for sure, probably.
Least. He's a former president. Like him or not, he's a former president.
Well, and Musk himself, he criticized that by saying that it was immoral to do that. Not just that he disagreed with their decision or whatever. He said it was immoral.
Yeah. It's so much different. It's it means so much more the fact that he was president, because if you look at like the first time around, he got whatever 60, I don't know how many million votes. The second time around, he gets like over 70 million votes. So you have almost half the country voting for him. They want him as president. They want to hear him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even some people.
But that's why they don't want you to hear him.
That's what I'm saying.
That's going back to that Sam Harris comment. Yeah. Where he said it doesn't matter what Hunter Biden had on that laptop. Hunter Biden could be doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't care.
Yeah,
it's not worse than.
It's just so weird to me because, like, for something like Alex Jones, let's say arguably he has, 10 million diehard fans. That pales in comparison to a former sitting president that got essentially half of the country behind him, voting for him. And even the people that didn't vote for him, there's a number of people in that sphere that probably like Donald Trump or probably fine with him, just don't want him as president. Like you have all these different spheres, and people that voted for him.
Well, there were people that made careers just instantly jumping on every time Donald Trump made a tweet. People that hated the guy, but depended wholly on him for their
that's
jobs.
What I mean. Like, so if you asked me if I were a U.S. citizen, and you asked me to vote between, like, say Donald Trump and I don't know, somebody competent on the other side and that had good policies and stuff, like, because obviously when you're putting in now like Democrats versus Republicans right now, it's crazy because of the woke shit. But if it was just like regular back in the day, Democrat versus thing, I would have voted for a Democrat over Donald Trump because I don't think he's presidential. I just think he's like he doesn't represent that office very well for me. He's more like a showman and that kind of thing. But
even from the campaign and everything, I don't think the reality of his presidency had any business being the way that it was compared to like the qualifications that he had and the way that he presented himself. Like it went way better than it seemingly should have.
And considering that, they were just fighting him on everything. Mm-hmm. He had to do everything. Oh yeah, pretty much anything he had to do was that he got done was through executive action. Right,
they were lying to him and all that.
And now it's funny they mocked him and criticized him for that. And Biden's the most the executive branch does everything now. Like they don't even go to the Senate for shit now. It's just everything's an executive order now. Mm-hmm. More executive orders under Biden than any president in history. Right?
Yeah,
so it's funny that he's the one complaining.
They can just hand him the sheet of paper and say, sign this.
Executive action.
Yeah. This article right here is saying that, the company has scheduled an employee meeting for next Wednesday, but some staff did not receive invitations. So there's people who are just uninvited now who, I guess maybe haven't been officially fired or going to be fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to know who you are. You'd know the writing's on the wall for you. I wonder about those people though that are like in the middle where they're thinking, maybe I'm here, maybe I'm not. Like I don't know. Maybe
it's hard when it's 75% of the staff. I mean, I'm sure maybe from within it's
I think that's
a little
an
bit obvious where the bloat is.
Yeah, I think 75% is an exaggeration.
Maybe, but regardless, maybe from within you can see that there's a lot of bloat here. Like we have people doing nonsense jobs. Like I forget where it came from. I think it was like a book that was written that was detailing how we have like almost an epidemic of jobs where like
you have to justify what you're
doing.
You
have to justify the fact that you're there, right? So like maybe you're going to be working 8-hour days, but you're going to get all your work done in 2 hours. And so you need to at the very least pretend to be busy for that 8 hours so that nobody catches on that you can do the work a lot faster so that they don't, fire you or bring you on as part-time or whatever. Twitter seems like a place that might have a shit ton of that.
Yeah.
A lot of people doing nothing really productive at all. Just a lot of bloat, a lot of nonsense going on. And so from within, you might be able to see that. It's hard to know, though.
Yeah.
Especially...
I think when they say 75%, they mean like the executive staff.
Oh yeah, probably. Probably. I mean,
like the rest of the staffing is probably quite a bit less. Right? Like
it depends. It really does depend on what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they have a lot of employees, which is crazy to me. I don't know why they have so many fucking employees.
Well, they're censoring people.
It's like, so you hear like Facebook having so many employees, but Facebook having employees makes a little bit more sense because they've got all kinds of advertising and there's
got
all
a lot
kinds
more
of
things going on.
Yeah, there's a lot more things going on. But with Twitter, it's
plus Facebook as a company is a lot bigger than Twitter. Like they're doing things, like they have Oculus now, and they're building out the metaverse, and there's like all these other projects that they're involved in, right? So that sort of rationalizes the massive employee
Twitter feels
base.
like kind of like a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You know, so it's like I just don't know where you'd. I forget what it. I read it somewhere, but I can't remember how many employees. But let's just say, 500 employees or 1,000 employees. How do you justify that many jobs for a social media company that's really kind of only doing one sort of thing? Yeah. Are they all
especially since it's increasingly more and more automated?
Yeah,
like the algorithms picking up on things.
I feel like you could do that with like 50 people. You probably run the site with 50 people.
Yeah.
And
probably.
Effectively, yeah.
Probably.
You have like 10 people that are in charge of like advertising and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you'd need a certain amount of lawyers and that kind of thing. Then you'd have a bunch of tech people, maybe 20 different tech people, and then top end management, maybe 10 people, right? Like I just can't see why you'd need that many people, but maybe that's what he does. Maybe he just cuts it right down, cuts all the bloat, and then
there could be a lot of moderation that needs to happen, like just in terms of you do have rules and you do have like you don't want to allow certain illegal things on there. And even though like I personally would say that it shouldn't even be on Twitter to moderate that stuff, but if they want to, that's fine, that's whatever. It's less of a big deal for me for Twitter to want to jump on top of anything that could potentially be illegal than for them to just be censoring speech. But I bet you they do get a lot of like reports and things that they have to manually go through to make sure, is this a BS report or is there something legit there? And that probably does take a lot of time and a lot of people. But.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this before. If there should be like tags as far as what you are. If you're calling yourself a media, like a news media outlet or something like that, that you would have to, if you're caught a certain amount of times publishing nonsense that hasn't been vetted properly or isn't true or whatever, right? Then you just get delisted as that. You're no longer that. You're no longer like a news media outlet. You're just a whatever. Like they let's say they had 5 different like sort of monikers, which you are. If you're an independent pundit or whatever, you're a columnist or something. You've got all these different things. But then they could say, we're going to downgrade you from this, and you'd have that top pinnacle sort of thing to say, this is an absolute trusted source. That they're going to vet all their stories. And then
the problem is you can't trust anybody to run that sort of thing and to run it properly.
No, I know what I'm saying though is like if you had that sort of
if you had a system that worked that did that, that would be better.
Yeah, and I mean because realistically back in the day, there were those sort of trusted news. I'm not saying that they weren't lying.
Yeah, that's the hard thing to determine.
The New York Times and stuff, right?
Yeah.
At one time. Nobody questioned what the fuck the Times were doing because they were like, no, they were
the news.
They were the news. Like you went to the Times to verify
to
shit.
To figure out what was going on.
If you heard it somewhere else, you went, I'm going to check this in the Times and see if the Times has something about this. And you do that. And people still do it, like Google, but they're catching up now. People are going, Google's censoring information, which is so ridiculous that they do that. Because you're taking what you used to be a name. Like, I'm going to go Google that.
Yeah.
Now people don't even say that as much anymore. Or if they do that, they'll be like, I'm going to check Google, but maybe I should check DuckDuckGo or I should check somewhere else.
Check like 3 different search engines to see what comes up because the results are different when they really shouldn't be.
How do you fucking ruin that? You've got it. You that should be if it's almost like the same as if you run a business and you have an impeccable name, for you then to just spend the next couple of years fucking your name up. And then now people go, oh, that place used to be somewhere that we trusted, but now it's like, I don't know what's going on there anymore.
Yeah.
So I hope like Musk actually brings that to Twitter.
Yeah. What was I just gonna say? I think it's the communist infiltration.
Well, yeah. We've talked about
the
this
Chinese
before,
getting people in places.
It's the slow burn, man. They've been working on this for years.
Yeah, they get these people, they push these Marxist policies in the universities and stuff like that, and they get into these positions at these companies, and so they push these policies on like, grandstanding ethical grounds, So people who want to feel like good people, they kind of go along with it and they let it get a little farther, and slowly, you give an inch, but they take a mile kind of thing. And now you have companies like Google, like Twitter, that are perfectly willing to sacrifice market value for ideological purposes.
I wanted to ask this, off on a small tangent. Dylan Mullaney, or whatever that
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Do you think that guy's trolling?
I don't know.
I think he's trolling.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I've watched a few videos of him, and he's like...
Yeah, like...
shit he's saying is so fucking, like...
ridiculous.
It's so 60s,
bizarre.
70s, like, bizarre,
no, it's not
misogynistic
even that. Like,
shit.
they were talking about this on Tim Pool a lot recently, and Tim Pool makes the point that, like, everything this guy does is making fun of a woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he's got, like, his
It's
hiking,
overt, too. It's
his
not
hiking
even,
heels.
Yeah.
That's not... so it's like... What is going on with this guy? My
woman bulge
to normalize women having bulges? Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's just hilarious as a concept, right? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, reality is so fucking weird right now that it's really hard to tell if this guy's trolling or if this is legit and it's like somebody who's just freaking delusional, or could be kind of like a self-feeding kind of thing where he does something and then it gets a lot of attention on social media, and so he keeps doing it, and
maybe
buys into it himself.
Maybe it started out as a troll, and now he's like, you know what? All right,
maybe.
Now it's like people are fucking all over this. Now I don't want to ruin this. I'm gonna keep this bullshit going.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is he? I'm wondering. He must be on Twitter.
Probably.
Elon's gonna get him on.
Listen, if we see if we can just see a total flip in the censorship, I don't know if I'll be too upset.
Yeah, I know exactly. I don't want anybody.
I'd just like to see the tears. I mean, it wouldn't be a good thing, but I'd just like to see the tears.
You like
and
tears,
and
right?
the cries for free speech, and the cries, decrees against political censorship from people who cheered the banning of Donald Trump, for people who cheered the banning of Alex Jones, for the people that try to get people banned every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I just like that they're sweating.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Which is ironic. Like,
yeah.
This is really where your head's at, eh? Like,
yeah.
This is the game you're playing. You don't actually think that you're in the right, that these particular individuals went too far. You know that you only want them gone because they disagree with you. And you know that. You're not even pretending to stand on ethical grounds, because the second, somebody who maybe doesn't agree with you gets the power, you start to sweat a little bit. You think, oh no, is he going to do this to me?
Yeah, he comes in with the kitchen sink the other day.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, let that sink in. That was the joke. That's hilarious. Let that sink in.
Let that sink in as he walks into Twitter HQ.
You punny fucker.
Employees are freaking out.
Yeah. I like some of the memes they're showing now where like somebody's in the background and they're like,
yeah,
their faces all.
Yeah, because they're like, fuck, am I one of the 75%? Am I gonna be gone?
That was probably, I mean, for a lot of people there, I bet you it was a cake fucking job. Like, I bet you they just loved being there.
Oh, for sure. They probably got to do very little.
Especially the people that liked censoring people. Like, they get their little power and they're like, oh, yeah, off you go. Like, I'll bet you there's like this office joke, or there was for a while, the person that got to actually be the one to ban Donald Trump or something. They'd be like, yeah, I'm the one that did it.
Yeah, and they were all advocating for it.
Yeah, and they're probably like cracking.
They do that with the verified
champagne
thing.
And shit.
The verified thing used to be, you have a certain level of fame and notoriety. Yeah. So Twitter will verify that that's your account, so that people don't mistake your account with someone pretending to be you. Yeah, but then that stopped. Yeah. Now there are people on Twitter with like journalists with a couple hundred followers who are verified users, and there are people with like 1 million followers who aren't verified. Why aren't they verified? Well, they have the wrong politics, of course, right? So it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, but it's because they had this power. It's like, I can control whether or not you get that check mark, because that check mark used to be a status symbol. You reach a certain level, you get a check mark. Yeah, now it doesn't mean anything, because they're like, oh, we have this power, we can withhold your thing from you because we have this power against you, so we don't like what you're saying, so you don't get a check mark. Like, it's my ball. I'm going to hold on to it. We're not going to finish the game because I'm losing. Like, that's what they're doing.
So what do you think Elon's going to do right away, though, other than what he's done so far?
I don't know.
No.
He said he's getting together a council. I don't know if they're going to review existing bans.
I think it's going to be like a month of letting the dust settle, because you're going to get all these different advertisers that are going to like walk away because of like woke politics, right? They're going to be like, we're pulling whatever. And so he knows that's coming, and then cleaning up all these kind of fluffy jobs.
See what he's dealing with. Yeah. He's
delisting
probably mainly focusing on the structure of the company before the function of Twitter. Yeah. Just because get rid of any bloat, get rid of any nonsense, like useless employees, like clean house, bring in some of your own people. Like they have guys from Tesla coming in to review the code apparently. Yeah. So, I think stuff like that is going to be the priority at first, and then move on to the functionality of the platform. That's so crazy. You think about it. It's just bang. It's now Elon's moving all my guys from Tesla. Take a look. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. I bet you those guys from Tesla are going to go in there and be like, this is horrible. This looks like it was written by a fourth grader. Yeah, pretty much. It's all strung together so poorly and everything. If I had another direction, then I wanted to go there. Man, you're losing it tonight. I know. Jeez. You drinking before you got here? No, unfortunately, I wasn't. Maybe you should. Maybe I should. That's the problem. That's the secret. Take a shot real quick before we get into it. But now it's like, so what's Trump's thing called? Truth Social or something? Truth Social. So is that actually catching on? Well, you can't get on it yet. You can't? Like, they've been slowly rolling people on. Let me check right now. So you think he backs out of it? Do you think if they Trump, put him on... I have no idea. I know Trump has been posting on Truth Social, but like... Yeah, because the media's been taking his posts from that. And if you download... Running with it. Oh, fuck off. Truth Social. Yeah, but I wonder if he just sort of backs off of it. If they put him back on Twitter, if he goes, okay, you know what, like, fuck it, I don't need this now, and just kind of... But I don't know if he spent a bunch of money on it or what. There's no... Yeah, I see the sign-in thing. I don't see any... Yeah, registration's closed. So you can't even just go and make an account. And then if we take a look at the stock price... Oh, is it publicly traded? Yeah, so they're going public through a SPAC. DWAC. So weird. Well, that was the whole point, to raise funding and everything. Yeah. Okay, the stock, it was up 3% today. It's at about $70 a share. To how many shares contrast that, it peaked at over 100. How many shares outstanding? So what's the market cap? Is that what you're really asking, or do you want outstanding shares? The outstanding shares isn't listed. The market cap is $637 million. Yeah, but you can figure out the amount of shares roughly from the market cap. Yeah, but does that even matter? No, just wondering, because if it's diluted, if you've got a fucking shit ton of shares out, then it's different, right? If you've got less shares, they haven't added shares or anything. Yeah. So like they went public with 637 million. Said however many. Yeah, the market cap is 637 million. So I wonder what they took in for seed money then. Like 50 million maybe or something. Who knows? Yeah. So weird that it would cost that kind of money to try and run a... peaked at over $100 a share. Yeah. Shortly. Yeah, like it went on a rally there. It went on a rally there, and then it went down to like 15. Yeah, so a bunch of people took a bunch of suckers' money. Yeah, and right now it's lower than it IPO'd. Okay, that's actually a useful thing. What did it IPO at? I'm trying to see. 70.50 per share. Jeez. On exactly one. Oh wait, no, because that's the 1 year chart. Hold on. September. Okay, so it may have IPO'd at $16. Man, I'm just gonna Google it. Well, actually, you're gonna Google. Wait, actually, no, that's a bad idea because it was a SPAC. So it was never less than $10 a share. And then it merged, and then it went up from there. So you could have bought it before the merger at $10 a share. So you could be up, but it did go up to $100 a share, and it's I don't know if it's gonna be anything.
It's
like
obviously
it seems to already be a fuck up because you can't go there.
Yeah.
What if I said, "Oh, I want to go on Truth Social"? Well, I can't. So we're gonna go somewhere else. Kanye's buying Parler too.
Yeah, no, I saw that. With what? He's broke.
Well, he is now that he bought Parler.
He lost all his contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skechers kicked him out the other day. Apparently.
Yeah,
that's their head off. That's pretty. Wow, what a fall, eh? What a he says stupid shit. I mean, let's be real. He says stupid shit, but.
Yeah, well, the thing about Kanye that was hilarious.
But he will apologize after he says it too. He's not. I don't think he means it the way he says it. He's just kind of.
He's just speaking his mind.
Yeah, but and his mind's jumbled.
The thing about Kanye is he in that Lex interview, like he opens the interview up by saying like we are one species.
Oh, I know.
We're one humanity. Well, blah blah blah. And then he goes off about how the Jews are like the worst thing to ever happen. And it's like, come on, man. Why?
I told you when I listened to him. I think it was Tucker Carlson was interviewing him.
Yeah.
And it was just weird. It was like listening to like a nonsense ramble from somebody who sounds smart, but isn't really making any kind of points. He's kind of all over the place. So you're like,
yeah.
I just remember I said this
really
about
against
Jordan Peterson. It's like when you listen to Jordan Peterson, if you listen to 2 minutes of Jordan Peterson talk, you'd be like, what the fuck is he talking about? You got to let him get back to the point. And it usually takes a bit of time. Like he'll make these points. It could take
5 minutes sometimes.
Yeah, and then he's all over the place, but he brings it all back.
And it all makes sense at the end.
Yeah.
Because he's very articulate. Yeah. Kanye's not articulate.
But that's what I mean. But it's like he does the same thing, but he has no idea how to get back. It's like he dropped some breadcrumbs, brother. Your fucking mind is wandering through the forest of incoherency.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah, I think he knows. Like he has coherent thoughts in his head. Like I don't think he's an idiot, but he doesn't know how to put it out there. He doesn't know how to lay it out and explain it. And like, I just thought it was hilarious that whole Lex interview.
He's not kicked off Twitter, is he?
Oh, he did. He got kicked off Twitter for those comments against the Jews.
Oh, okay.
The recent things. He tweeted something recently, got kicked off Twitter. That's why he was on Lex, and it was because of that. And then he went and bought Parler because of that.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's the life of Kanye West, I suppose.
Yay.
Yeah, he's a different man.
I know, because nobody's ever done that before. Nobody's ever like changed their name and gone with a different thing.
With like a shorter version.
Yeah, or like a symbol or anything like that. It's never happened before. No. You're very original, fuck.
Yeah, well,
just keep your fucking name changing.
Yeah, that is weird. The changing your name and things. It's like, why do people do that? It's much as like you are what you are. Like
I don't know. It's like I feel like he's probably just needs to be the center of attention all the time, and he wants to stay relevant, so he'll say anything to stay relevant. If it's controversial, if it's not, I don't know. But,
yeah.
Anyways,
but
all right, let's get on to the next part of our potty here.
Yeah. So check this out.
We're first to report this. Nobody else has reported this.
This has been reported. This is intruder attacks Pelosi's husband, calling "Where is Nancy?" Now, this guy apparently beat Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, with a hammer.
Ugh. That's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Anybody who swung a hammer and hit something with a hammer, you know how disgusting that is.
You know what's really disgusting? I just realized this article that I pulled up to kind of just illustrate the story. The assault on the 82-year-old Paul Pelosi injected new uneasiness into the nation's already toxic political climate just 11 days before the midterm elections. It carried chilling echoes of the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the Capitol when rioters chanted menacingly for the speaker as they rampage through the halls trying to halt certification of Joe Biden's victory. Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's disgusting because that isn't even close. That isn't even close.
Why don't you
to
just
this.
fucking report on what happened?
Yeah.
Let's pull all the political into it.
This guy's been charged for attempted murder.
Yeah, it's like
burglary.
they say all this shit and they go, oh yeah, and by the way, he was hurt pretty bad. But yeah, let's go back to what we were talking about. January 6th.
Yeah.
January 6th.
Yeah, it's
that's
disgusting.
Yeah, anybody, political or not, nobody wants to see an 82-year-old man get beat with a fucking hammer.
Oh God, no.
Especially when he's not the intended target. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty awful when you think about it. Not that I want the intended target to get it either.
Pretty awful if the intended target was Nancy Pelosi, because that's like
either way. Like, it's just what kind of sick people think? Okay, you know what? I'm going to end these people. I'm going to take a hammer and I'm going to go look. Like, what the fuck kind of people are that?
Fucking crazy shit, and it's disgusting what some individuals will get up to. But it's like, it makes you wonder if there was something, like if some foreign government kind of set this up. You know, if like, you know, someone tried to pay these guys or somehow was involved in this.
You could delve down any hole you want. This could even be like the Democrats doing it to themselves, making a martyr out of this, so that now they can say, you know, now they can distract from this fucking debacle.
It was Nancy Pelosi herself who signed off on this. She wrote the check to the guy.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right. That's fucking brutal.
Yeah,
I don't care whether he's crooked or not. I don't want to see that shit.
This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I don't want to see that shit for anybody.
It's like,
so.
I don't know, Civil War, anybody?
Yeah.
Like, shit's getting fucked up. Like, it really all depends. Like, why did these people do it? Like, are they just crazy people who thought that this would get you somewhere? I mean, because, like, that's the thing. Like, even if you hate Nancy Pelosi with every fiber in your body, murdering her isn't going to accomplish anything. In fact, it will probably have the opposite effect, because now people are going to like dig their heels into her, and then she becomes this like martyr and this hero, and now everything that you hate is like idolized because of what you did. I
do really dislike her.
Yeah, she's awful.
Yeah, I do really dislike her.
She shouldn't be harmed in any way, shape, or form.
Harmed. I'd like to see her lose her job, and I'd like to see her somehow get in trouble and
take that back.
Lose all this money that she stole from.
I take that back a little bit. Not that she shouldn't be harmed in any way, shape, or form. I think it's okay to hurt her feelings. I think it's okay if we hurt her feelings.
Wow, you're fucking brutal.
I know that's a controversial opinion.
You're cruel,
but I do think it's okay if we hurt Nancy Pelosi's
Hit me with a hammer.
feelings.
Don't hurt my feelings. Just hit me with a hammer.
Hit me with a hammer. I'd rather the hammer than to have my feelings hurt.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what they say about this though. Like now it's
obviously they're gonna say that like, did Donald Trump pay these men to do this, or did Donald Trump, you know?
And I wonder if maybe, like, I don't know what polling is for her in San Francisco. San Francisco is a fucking just a dumpster fire.
I think it's just one of those cities where you vote.
And she's
D,
that's her.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, like so. I don't. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure she's like that's. Her,
I just know she's been in office for 10,000 years.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's one of the independents, one of the people that signed the Declaration.
At the very least, she was there. I don't know that they.
She was there.
I don't know that they let women sign
things
at that point in time. But I hear she witnessed it.
They weren't people.
I hear she witnessed it, and that's pretty cool. I mean, it's good for her. You know, it's a historic moment to have witnessed that.
She wasn't even a young woman then.
No, she
was a middle-aged woman.
Middle-aged.
Yeah.
Well, her species.
She's a middle-aged lizard.
Her species, the aging process is more drawn out.
Oh, what's this? Who's this, Artie?
It says they will just replace her with another puppet for the deep state. It really has no relevance if she is killed. That's not even true. It has relevance. It's going to amplify her positions and like her policies. It's going to amplify her and what she stands for. Yeah. It's not going to be neutral. It's going to have the complete opposite effect of what you would intend.
But what I was saying though is like, so is she up for re-election right now?
I don't think so.
Or is...
I have no idea. Like,
I don't know.
She's one of those people. I just assume she's like, House Speaker for life somehow.
Yeah. Well, she won't be when the Republicans take the House.
Well, yeah.
So
That's true.
So it'll be McCarthy or something like that. Whatever, right?
Well, they won't take the House because the election is going to be stolen.
But I'm guessing she's up for re-election, but you just don't hear it. You don't hear anything. Maybe she's such an incumbent that like it's not even worth reporting. Like nobody's even touching her. But
yeah.
Conversely, maybe not. Maybe somebody's actually giving her a run, and they figure, okay, let's distract everything by, with this bullshit now, and she can keep, her position. I don't know. It's hard to.
I have no idea.
It's hard to say what's a conspiracy theory and what isn't. Nothing makes sense anymore. The Matrix is imploding on itself.
Yeah. One of my favorite ideas that I've heard somewhat recently is that, remember when everybody thought the world was going to end in 2012? Because that was like the end of the Mayan calendar. The idea was, it was not that there would be some kind of apocalyptic event that would end the world on that date, but on that date, there would be like a convergence of timelines where everything was like predictable. Mm-hmm. And so certain groups and certain individuals were able to kind of take control and steer things because everything was predictable. But there was like almost a convergence of timelines at this date to where now we can go off in any direction whatsoever in a way that isn't predictable. Mm-hmm. And that explains the insanity, allegedly. I'm not saying that I buy into this necessarily, but it's an interesting idea to explain why everything, because kind of from that date, everything kind of went a little haywire. And so now maybe it's that the groups that are in control and everything like that, they can't really, they don't have a grasp on where things are going, so they don't necessarily know. It might have been easier in the past to know that if we do this, this will happen. Now, maybe if we do this, there's like 6 things that could happen.
I don't know. It's already saying. You read it out loud?
Yeah. Sure, there will be the vitriol, but in the end, she will be replaced. They are the faces for the public and nothing more, as they have no influence. But you are right, it may make a difference, as people are naive to what is really going on behind the scenes. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Well, I don't know how old she technically is, like for reals. I know they say like 80 or something, whatever. Yeah. But it looks like your face is starting to fall off. So like, there's only so many.
That's what happens when you do like you do so many operations and.
It's like Men in Black. You've seen the movie Men in Black, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the one alien guy.
I've seen like clips and memes. Things.
Well, the one alien guy is like a big cockroach guy, and he takes the body of a dude, some dude, whatever, and he's got to keep like pulling his skin back, like his face back, because his face goes all like droopy or whatever, and he'll grab his and pull it back and go. That's kind of like what she looks like. It's like at times she's like, "Oh, here, I'm there. I'm better now. I'm good now."
That is kind of how old people work, though. Their faces kind of just do that,
lizard people,
human people. That's just that kind of happens. Wow. Your face kind of everything gets all droopy, and you gotta tighten it up if you want to appear more youthful.
I'm 81.
Well, yeah, but
I look great.
You've been drinking the baby blood for like half a century now.
It does help. Yeah. It does help. You get that good baby blood in you. You gotta get the best baby blood in you though.
Well, high quality
baby blood. Yeah.
You steal them from the wealthy families.
Yeah. Yeah. Better genes. Yeah, that's fucked up. So I'm gonna be interested to see what they say about this. It won't be tomorrow, I guess. Well.
I mean, the people are going to be talking about it now. It's going to be a huge thing now. They're going to use it politically. They're going to try to use it to get votes. Some midterms are coming up. They're trying to be like, the MAGA. They're going to obviously say these are MAGA terrorists.
Yeah, or what do they call it? Right-wing extremists?
Yeah. The people are in custody. I don't think they've released any comments by them for motive or anything like that. I mean, if they were shouting, "Where's Pelosi?" Obviously, they were trying to kill Nancy Pelosi, so
that could be an exaggeration too. But I'm sure they were
making that up.
I'm sure they were. Like I'm sure they were probably trying to hurt them both. I mean, it's common knowledge at this point now that what they're worth, and anybody with half a fucking brain knows that money didn't come from good stock trading This guy was just fantastic. It obviously came from her.
But if you want
shadiness.
money, you can get.
I'm not saying they were trying to rob them. I'm saying, but they were trying to like punish them for being fucking crooked, right?
Maybe, yeah. Because like if it was about robbery for because they know that they're wealthy, like you could get a less
I don't think it had anything to do with robbery.
public-facing person worth a lot more money.
Yeah. It didn't have anything to do with robbery. It had to do with punishment. But maybe they were trying to punish them both.
Might have just been political. It might have just been, we're sick of this shit. We're gonna.
Well, everything's political right now.
Pelosi.
Like literally,
we can't get to the president, so we'll go for Nancy Pelosi. Like,
I'm surprised they got to her, or like to
that
to
is
him.
crazy.
Like, isn't there Secret Service around there all the time?
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be. I don't. Does the Secret Service protect the sort of members of Congress and
I would think they
senators?
They will now.
They probably should. Actually, that's true. They probably don't because they weren't protecting the Supreme Court justices.
Yeah, but they're not the same, right?
They should be.
They should be.
They should be like second to the
think
president.
They should? Exactly. Yeah. There's only 9 of them. I'm pretty sure we can put like fucking 18 people on that.
Fuck, we could
give them 2.
We could put an army that's fucking
I'm just
bigger
saying,
than the German.
Just
army.
give each of them 2. I'm good with that.
Yeah, or
give each
something.
of them 2.
Just
the best
people who, at the very least, can keep them safe long enough to call in, reinforcements so the National Guard can come in and protect them or something. But the fact that they don't have that for Supreme Court justices, I probably don't think that they don't have it for congressmen and senators. Also,
I would think senators for sure.
I think it's only
I don't know about Congress.
Former presidents, maybe vice presidents.
No, I think senators get it too. I'm pretty sure they get a detail.
I don't know. Let's see if
they got to. Although Rand Paul got attacked in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
but I think he had people around him. It's just they didn't react right away.
Yeah.
Maybe they get the trainee fuckers. Maybe
senators
people that are like
get
brand
Secret
new.
Service.
They get some Secret Service guys and gals that are just like brand new to the job. They're like, okay. Give Pelosi.
Does the Secret Service pronounce?
Give Pelosi Dusty.
No, barring the exceptional cases of Secret Service protectees serving in Congress, members and the Capitol complex are protected by the Capitol Police.
So they don't
which
get anything.
Implies, they have protection at their job.
Yeah.
But when they go, to their home state or whatever, they don't unless they pay for it. So, yeah,
that's a bit weird to me.
Yeah.
I would be fine with every governmental person getting a small detail of like 2.
Something, anything, someone looking over them, like just watching out, like because then if something happens, like man, they could get in there so quick. They get in there so quick with the army if like something serious really happened.
Yeah, there's so many better ways to spend the money. If you got rid of all the gay bloat that's going on.
Could you imagine the world we would have if government spending was efficient?
Yeah. And then they could have people protecting them and all that shit.
We would have freaking... Our manufacturing would be done on fucking Mars. We'd have nuclear power plants all over the moon.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be insane. We'd be living in the Matrix.
Yeah.
We'd have AI doing everything for us. It'd be nuts. It'd be absolutely nuts. Instead, everything's a secret.
I'm gonna run for prime minister.
For prime minister?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna run as an independent.
You're never gonna get anywhere.
Well, I'll get 10, 20 votes probably.
Maybe.
Fuck you. I could get 20 votes.
Maybe.
Wow. Who are you voting for?
I'm just not gonna vote.
Better be fucking me, jerk.
I'm totally black-pilled on our election.
Piece of shit. You're the worst kind of person there is.
I'm totally black-pilled on Canada as a country too. Like,
we're done.
They elected Trudeau a second time.
Yeah.
How?
Because his name's Trudeau.
He did so bad the first
Trudeau.
time.
That's it. His name's Trudeau.
He fucked us so many different ways, and it was painful every time.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say thank you.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
he doesn't even have a big dick.
And
it just hurt the way he put it in.
It just hurt. He was just aggressive.
Just the way he put it in was painful.
They voted him in twice. Like I can't. Like I think that we need a better political system. I think we need fewer people deciding who's in charge. I'm almost willing to say that just fucking having a flat out monarchy would land us better overall in the long run than what we're dealing with now. Because it's like
almost is a crapshoot. It almost is.
Well, it's an oligarchy.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily one individual or family, but it's the wealthy and powerful that control everything. So if we just had a king, maybe going back to that.
I'll do it. It's fine.
I'll take one for the team.
I'll do it. It's
I'll
fine.
take one for the team.
All right.
Be the king of Canada.
The king of Canada. I mean, you just show up somewhere. Like, I'm the king of such. What are you? King of Canada. I'm sorry. What was that? It's King of Canada. Did you say the king of Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
somebody get the king of Canada something to drink. He's
Canada's a superpower.
Superpower.
We're pretty strong.
Yeah, we're a superpower.
Well, we are.
We're like the guy. We're like the guy that tells everybody that we're strong.
No,
we're strong.
We have to fight.
We're strong.
We have to fight to back it up.
Yeah,
we
strong.
do. The Canadian military, who knows about it anymore with all the woke stuff, but the Canadian military may have at one point been the best military in the world. Like, I'm talking like the last 10, 20 years in terms of, not in terms of
efficiency,
in terms of what you get per man rather than for the entire army.
That's true.
Because I remember there was a story of like,
they're well trained. They are well trained.
I think it was like 10 guys. I think it was like 10 soldiers. Got like ambushed or something, and they took out like 200 of whoever was attacking them, without so much as a scratch on one of them. No injuries whatsoever. No one got shot. No one got like punched in the head. Nothing. And they whatever they were doing, whatever tactics training they had, was just so strong.
No, it's true. It is true. I fuck around, but it's true. The Canadian military
I think we have nukes. We're capable.
Doesn't matter if we do or not. The U.S. has nukes.
Yeah, that's true.
Our big brother to the state or to the south has nukes. No, but we actually are very. They're a very good military, very well trained, very well respected.
We got a lot of land advantages too.
Ever since World War II,
you can't invade Canada from either coast. Well, maybe from the west, but the east coast you cannot invade because there's sharp fucking cliff faces all over the place. These islands and
you could just take PE, I think.
Maybe, but
you can just take it. And then there's a bridge. There's a bridge now, so you just drive across it.
That's true, but you can put people there to shoot you.
I feel like Canada's big enough that you could sneak attack Canada. You could.
Well, you can come in from the north.
You could take a lot of Canada before we even noticed.
Yeah.
You could be like,
I feel like
you could take the whole north. You'd be like none of it and shit. You just be like that. All of a sudden we're like, fuck. Why is there a Swedish flag flying everywhere up there? What the fuck? That's not where Sweden is. That's none of it, isn't it?
China all over the place. Everything.
China has like 3/4 of the country before we notice.
I think that there are a lot of spies in Canada. Like I'm now suspicious of every Chinese person that I encounter. I swear to God, 'cause like
you should be. Yeah.
It stemmed from
fucking Chinese.
It stemmed from, for starters, that. First off, there are Chinese police forces in our country. Yeah. So what does that mean? What does that say about any Chinese citizen that's here? They're not free from that necessarily. Yeah. Maybe some are. But I remember, I don't know, a month ago or so or something, I matched on Hinge with this Chinese girl from China.
Oh, and she was trying to.
I was talking to her.
Trying to spy.
I was talking to her a little bit, and
Ling.
She's definitely a spy. No, I asked her something. Oh, so you're from China? And she's like, oh yeah, that's where I live. I'm like, oh, but you're here now. Like, are you here to stay or for school or whatever? And she said something like, so far I'm just working right now. So far, and I like it here. So far I'm here to stay, or something like that, right? And it was just like a weird response. It almost sounded like she wasn't even here legally. Like she just kind of came for school and then decided to stay to work.
Yeah, they come on. I forget what they come on a 9 social insurance number and they can be here for a while. Like Canada's pretty lenient with that.
Yeah, Canada is weird when it comes to that.
Especially you're going to school or you can work.
But it just made me think. I'm like, are you a spy?
You should ask her.
Are you a spy?
They have to answer yes.
Are you just if you ask, they have to answer.
You have to answer yes.
It just made me think, it's like, that is interesting. Like, you grow up in China, you come over here. First off, like, she's a very attractive woman, so it's like, that is a tactic that they use. Like, they like to have people like that.
Sure.
So that they can kind of,
But why you, though?
Well,
She's just slumming with you?
have you seen me?
But you're not important, though.
No, I know.
You're useless.
Maybe
You're not very bright
Yeah,
either.
that's true.
You look good, but you're not very bright. So I don't know.
It's
I
a
think she's
trade-off.
just slumming you.
It's a
I think she's just slumming with you. That's what it is. She's trying to get somebody important, but she's just going for you for dick.
It's a jump off.
Yeah.
To
She's
and
like,
fro.
yeah.
But
It's already saying that.
he said, "I guess we're not bringing Sheldon over to meet Tyler. I'll just be interrogating him the whole time. Like, what do you think of Xi Jinping, Mao Zedong?"
Just so everyone is aware, we have a buddy who is Chinese and Jamaican. I think it's Jamaican.
Was
Correct me
I
if
think
I'm
it's
wrong.
different. Like, was he born here?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I think so. Pretty sure.
I am suspicious.
Oh,
I'm suspicious of the people
Yeah.
that grew up in China.
Yeah, he's cool as shit. He's not a spy.
If you,
I don't think.
probably not. If he was born, here, probably not.
I've never asked him directly.
That's true.
Yeah,
you should.
so I should. But he is responsible for a lot of the 5G shit.
That's interesting.
He's been installing a lot of the 5G stuff. So
That's sketchy.
maybe he is. I don't know.
Maybe because they found a lot of Chinese.
I'm calling you out, Shell.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
Did you know that they found a lot of Chinese like spy equipment and hardware on like equipment like that on like cell phone towers and things like that. Like
I'm not surprised
because they could just
spread by TikTok.
Well, like it's really easy to get to places, right?
Yeah.
Like you get an individual in America, it's easy to get them stuff, and then they can just go to a fucking cell tower and install it. It's not like those things are fucking guarded.
Yeah, true.
You know, I mean, some of them are, but there was an observatory, 2 observatories that got evacuated, and it was like top secret, and like the FBI went in right away. And now some people were saying, this was recent, like in the last month or so, that, some people were saying that, you know, it might have had something to do with they like had found something, they saw like some aliens or some shit, and they were trying to cover it up and get everyone out there. But what a lot of people were saying is more likely is that they probably found some kind of piece of Chinese hardware that had somehow gotten in there, and they're like, clear everybody out, because you want to keep it secret. You don't necessarily want to let your allies know that you've discovered their stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then the FBI goes in. That makes sense why the FBI is going in. They're going to clear out the hardware, replace it with American stuff, and you know. But it's really easy to do, and they do it all the time. They find that stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm. So to bring it right back, did you end up hooking up with that?
No,
that's a waste.
Maybe. I got scared. I thought she was a spy, so I just kind of stopped talking to her. I'm like, you're probably a spy.
Well, let her spy on you. What are you worried about? Maybe she'd have brought you into like maybe.
I don't want to betray my country.
You could be high end, like you could be a high end spy for Canada or something. All of a sudden, maybe like you spy on the spy.
Maybe China will pay me to betray my government.
That'd be cool.
Pay me lots of.
I'm into it.
Lots of money. Pay me in Bitcoin.
Or no, what's the Chinese decentralized thing?
Or the Chinese I don't.
Don't they have one now? Don't they have?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, they have one, or they're doing it. I don't remember if it exists.
What's that say?
Kingston, born in Jamaica.
Oh, he was born in Jamaica. Yeah, I was right. He was born in Jamaica. Okay, well, I was very much Jamaican.
Yeah, I'm only skeptical of the ones that are born. Like when you're raised in China, you go through the indoctrination of the country, and then like China's very authoritarian. So like to get out, even to go for school, like that, I don't think that they're letting anybody do that, and I think that everybody that they let do that, they're paying very close attention to.
Yeah, maybe,
and that's one of the reasons why they have police forces in our country.
Doesn't mean that their intention isn't, pure, right? They might be trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As individuals,
yeah.
They could be technically.
You probably just lost out on a good wife. That's all.
They could be a good trad wife. Yeah. They could be actual spies who want nothing to do with the Chinese government, who have like that was Yuri Bezmenov's thing, Because he was a KGB spy, and he was stationed outside of the Soviet Union, which was, again, one of the things about the Soviet Union. They didn't let just anybody leave the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
He was very high up in the KGB, and so that's why he was working in another country, and that gave him the opportunity to flee, and so he did.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like, yeah, maybe there's some of that going on. But I feel like if that was going on, you'd have a little bit more whistleblowers, although China might be more powerful than we think. So if there was a whistleblower,
I was just about to say, I don't know if they are or not. Like, you hear all these you hear all these economists and stuff talking about the fact that China is very bloated, and that they're
But that's the thing; they could have gotten powerful through way over leveraging, and they might have real power, but be
maybe.
way.
But look what happened. Look what happened to Soviet Union.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like with communism, like there's this romance phase essentially for the country, not necessarily for the people because they're living under communist rule, but the country itself is almost like there's this romance phase where they're strong and they look powerful and their economy is burgeoning and all this shit, and then it's like it's a flash in the pan because it can't sustain itself. Like capitalism seems to be the best sort of way for a country to sustain itself.
China, the only reason China's in the position it's in now is because they keep stealing stuff from the West.
But they also have a bit of a hybrid system. They have a capitalistic communism, which is weird because there is still a little bit. Well, yeah, it's more of a hybrid than any other system.
But they're not doing real like they're not developing.
Anyway. Yeah, but they have like billionaires. Like there are a lot of Chinese billionaires and stuff. So like you never saw that unless they were the oligarchs with the Soviet Union.
Well, it's the same thing. It's just a slightly different system, and they might have more in China or whatever. But
and if they are
if you're a Chinese billionaire, you work for the government.
Maybe
hands down. Like look what happened to Jack Ma. They disappeared him.
Yeah, true.
Because he kind of said some things that he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
They're going through the housing crisis like U.S. did in 2008, and a population crisis, and a political crisis.
Yeah.
If you've seen some of the stuff going on there around Xi Jinping and the former president of China, I think he got jailed recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not looking good for China.
Just the collapse
but
of
the only reason
countries.
they have anything that they have is because they keep stealing from the West. Like I remember people were talking about chip manufacturing and being afraid of Chinese, like if something happened to China or whatever, we'd lose our chip manufacturing. If we went to war to China, we'd lose, I think it's like 70% of the chip manufacturing. But that while that's true, all of the quality chip manufacturing is in the U.S. or the Western world. Like all the good stuff is made in-house. So
that's because you're racist.
Stuff.
You're saying that because you're racist.
Well, no, it's just true.
Racist. You know what? Listen, I wear clothes that are made in China. Good fucking clothes, bud.
Some of them are made in Thailand.
Some things I wear
Vietnam
from China, and they're good fucking clothes, son. Just saying. I think you're a big old racist.
That's the thing, because clothes aren't hard. But
there's chips in.
The highest
I bet you there's a chip in there.
I bet you the highest quality clothes. There could very well
there's like a tracking chip in your clothes.
Something, some kind of weird fucking thing to track everything. But yeah,
that's how they know so much about us.
That may be.
They're in control of all the chips, man.
That and TikTok.
Yeah. It's funny though because like people that I know that are like so anti government control and things like that will still use TikTok. Like my brother's one of them. My brother, he's like,
really?
Oh yeah, he's on fucking TikTok like crazy, man. He shares all kinds of weird videos with me on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I can still watch the video.
Yeah,
I would never get on that shit.
I know how addictive it is. Like I see it on Instagram every now and then. I just scroll down Instagram and like an hour passes and I just don't know how. So like I see it. Yeah. I see how it is a drug.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a form of mind control because it keeps you sedated.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh fuck! Facebook is too, man. Fuck! I'll lose
Facebook's
hours.
Very similar.
I'll lose hours to videos.
System, very similar system.
Oh, thanks for sending me another video that I'm interested in currently. Yeah. So like I tell you, I go on down these rabbit holes.
I try to stay away from that stuff as much as I can.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'll just be like, and it's funny because I'll be watching something. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch this one thing, and then the next video goes. I'm like, oh no, I want to watch this one. I watch it. And I'm like. That's it. I'm not gonna. When this one's done, I'm done. I'm not gonna watch. And then
what's that?
To the next video. I'm like, Fuck.
So what was that? Oh, she's cute.
And then I
Oh,
look
that's
and I
a
go,
cool little
oh
thing.
shit, 2 hours just went by.
Yeah, it's fucking
Awesome. I just wasted 2 fucking hours.
Yeah.
In the system.
Yeah. Well, we're just about to hit an hour here, so
Yeah. Well, let's talk about our last thing we want to talk about.
Or do you want to save that for another week? Because we're already at an hour. Because it's not
That's
really.
true.
It's not really.
That's true. Let's do that. Well,
because then we can actually give it some time.
Teaser. Alert.
And maybe I could read the article a little bit more and try to
Yeah.
understand what they're actually saying, because it's a bit crazy. But
Yeah, it's a teaser alert.
We'll
We're not going to
talk
tell you
about
anything of what it's about.
No.
Just know you're going to want to know
we
this.
talk about
You're going to want to know this.
out there stuff.
Let's end with a little ASMR.
A little ASMR.
Little
All
ASMR.
right.
Yeah.
Subscribe, comment.
Like, subscribe,
Tell
comment.
your friends.
Yeah, tell
Say
your
hi.
friends. Share. Or like Tim Pool likes saying,
Be the notification.
Be the
notification.
you want to see on your phone. Be the notification.
yeah. Watch our shit.
Yeah.
And,
We're not important like Tim Pool though.
Speak for yourself, bud. I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a
You
big
are
deal.
running for president.
I have a pool.
You do have a pool.
Yeah, so I'm Alex with a pool.
Yeah.
Not
But
I'm
it's-
not Tim Pool. I'm Alex with a pool.
But it's only like 3 feet deep.
So
Some people would
Some
say
short,
that
man.
pools need a deep
some
end.
fucking short.
It's true.
Can you get your head under the water?
Well, I could get my head under the water in my sink if I really wanted to.
Whatever. You know what? I'd like to see your fucking pool. Bring your pool, buddy.
All right, I'll get a fucking.
We'll be
buy
building
one of those-
pools for
buy
people.
one of those fucking big things. You just set it up in the yard. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Next
It's my
time we'll
pool,
just
man.
build pools for people.
There's fucking several pools. I have a bunch of pools everywhere.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Sardi, for joining us. What did Artie say? What's the last thing he said?
That's not even art. That's a bot.
Oh, what's the bot saying?
I don't even want to say. It says, watch Ben Shapiro destroy a tilt-a-whirl operator who insists he's too short to ride.
Thanks, bot.
That sounds like an AI-generated sentence, to be perfectly honest. But with that AI-generated sentence,